Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day so far. Welcome to another video. This is the What's Up September video. It's gonna be a chilled out rant sort of video, so if you don't like those, you can just skip. Thanks for watching anyways. So these videos serve as a way to keep in touch with my Patreon supporters. For those who don't know or are new to the channel, I am semi-retired, so I did enough work on my life that I managed to buy a house and not have many concerns with bills. And then I quit my job and I just focus on content creation and doing stuff for the things that I like doing, mostly covering a demo scene, also running my net label Enough Records. Doesn't pay very much, pays enough to pay some bills, and I have a Patreon trying to cover the rest of the expenses that allows me to buy better gear, experiment some stuff, travel a few more often than usual, those kind of things. Sometimes I have some side offers or some side things that I could do, and I sometimes take those as well. Depends on how much effort it is. So I do these kind of videos to touch base with the Patreon supporters, let them know what I've been doing and what I am planning to do on the immediate future, so they know where their money is going in a way. And also helps me keep a little bit of my sanity intact, you know, have a checklist of the things that I did, reminisce a little bit what I've been doing, plan a little bit for the future, and help mitigate a little bit of the anxiety that I'm not doing all of the things that I'm supposed to already have done so far. And I have been stressing a little bit. Holidays have been holidays are good to get a bit away from stuff, but it also piles a lot of things on the to-do list. And the day that I arrived, I already dispatched a lot of things that were getting critical, but there are still a lot of things that I have to just sit down and work through, and the motivation is just gone to do those kind of things. I just want to sleep all day and play video games and watch a movie. I don't want to be working on stuff. But yeah, I have to keep doing at least the minimums, you know. So the stuff that I did on the previous couple of months. I couldn't attend any demo party on in Europe during the summer. All the prices were a bit expensive. I ended up buying tickets for Deadline, which is coming up on the beginning of October. So that's the only demo party that I'm planning to visit in the summer/autumn part of the season. I did go to a goth music festival, Extramuralhas, here in Portugal, which I always go every single month. I go there with the wife and the kids, and we have a lot of fun. Don't see that many concerts, but we socialize, we eat out, we see a few friends from the goth scene as well that we sometimes miss. So it was nice to go there again. I think I only saw like 2 concerts this year. That's fine. I don't mind. The kid is getting a bit older as well, so a bit easier to manage on the logistics of traveling, but it's still a challenge. Then I spent a couple of weeks up north with my parents. I also left the kid there for a week. I managed to come back home with the wife and work on stuff in the house that we haven't done in a very long time and plan to do. So I put what's it called, cork wallpaper on the wall of the bedroom, for example, to try to isolate things a bit better in terms of noise. We did a few other things in the house, but we didn't have enough time to do all the things that we wanted to do. So it was still a few things left pending, but it was good to have a little time to put the house a little bit in order. Now when we came back with the kid from holidays, it's already a chaos again, but better than not having had that time. Anyways, other stuff that I did. I took the trip to Porto to also go to Feira do Livro to do a signing for the books of Wine Punk 2, of the little short story that I written there. Not many people showed up, but we met a few friends as well, which we hadn't seen in a very long time, so it was all right. And we saw around the Feira do Livro, the what's it called, Feira in English? The market for books that we have in Porto. The location is pretty good as well, so yeah, it was pretty cool. Then what else? I was stressing to get people to represent Inertia at Faded Software Live, Festa Software Live, that is happening in October on the same days that I'm going to Deadline, so I can't be there in Porto to attend and give talks on what the demo scene is and the open source tools that we use in the demo scene. So I was trying to get other people to go there. Some that I was expecting to go there ended up not being able to go there from work or from not being available or whatever. Got a few other people to submit some talks. Some didn't manage to submit, but at least 2 talks were submitted of doing creative demo scene related stuff using open source tools. So I hope that's enough, and I hope the people who do manage to go there manage to give, some sort of presentation on what the demo scene is, explain what the demo scene is. I hope they have some flyers with them, because I sure as hell don't have any anymore. And I hope that it somehow works as a little bit of an outreach to get some people to attend Inertia Demo Party in December down here in Almada. That's the main purpose of being at FSL, is trying to outreach a little bit of Inertia and the demo scene. I had to take care of other Inertia organizer stuff, start closing down the schedule. I did a meeting with the Genio to try to close that down, confirm people who are coming, the DJ people, the locations that we are needed to be confirmed, if we can do the after party at the bar, for example, and I had to go there and talk with the guy. Small things like that. The website, which was also not getting done or should have already been done, so I spent a few evenings doing yet another fucking website. I fucking hate doing websites. I really, really hate doing websites, and I always end up somehow having to do yet another website for Inertia. I'm so sick of doing websites and redoing websites for Inertia. I must have done like 8 websites for Inertia throughout my entire life. I know the content, I know what goes there, I just wish someone else could do it instead of me, who hates doing websites and redoing websites with the same information that was already there from last year, but somehow it doesn't work out. Anyways, enough with that rant. It has been more or less taken care of. People are more actively working on it as well, but I will still have to do a complete revisitation of the entire content and see what's wrong, what's correct, what is not. But yeah, it's in better state than it was a couple of weeks ago, when I was stressing while on holidays that it's like not getting done and should already be done. People booked flights wrongly, thinking of the wrong dates because we had information from 2024, shit like that it's not cool to have. And I know it's not cool to have, everyone knows it's not cool to have, but somehow managed to go on the website, and I was the only one bothering to clean it up. What else? I had some proposals that I needed to submit. I managed to do a few of them. I didn't manage to do all of them. I had one in particular that I was trying to revisit, which was a proposal to do interactive video timeline, an interactive timeline on screen, but in a way that you can open up details and close down details and use multiple interfaces for that. So multiple devices be able to access stuff. Not just the QR code and you open on the phone, but something more transversal. So multiple screens, multiple computers, be able to launch stuff on another machine, things like that, which I know how to do. I have a setup for that using Assisted Performer. It's just a matter of setting something like that up, in particular for visualizing information of the demo scene. That's my main idea, was to try to do a visualizer for the demo scene, like seeing things by platform, seeing things by nationality, seeing all of the demos and demo groups that happen, all the releases that came from a specific country. I'm interested in Portugal, but it could easily be translated to another country. And also seeing things by platform. The year that it was released, when was it cracked in terms of a console? When was it jailbroken? So people started doing homebrew stuff for it. The number of official games that were released for it, the number of homebrew releases, and the demos that were released throughout the timeline, and being able to compare those multiple platforms at the same time. And then when you see those informations, then being able to zoom in and click the stuff, see the photos, see more information about it, get the trigger a console to start playing the demo if it's possible to connect them somehow. So that was the idea that I've been cooking, and I was trying to get some grant to be able to focus a couple of months just doing this project down. I submitted it to Gulbenkian Institute, trying to get approval on a call that they had. It was rejected. Now I submitted it for a call for Trefferia Creativa for a creative residency that they had. And it was also rejected. So I don't know. Fuck my life. I'm not good at doing submissions, or I guess the project is not art enough. It's too museum-like, but there are no calls to do visualization stuff. And my main point of the proposal was having it like special focus on being engaging and being interesting, and like being a game of some sort where you have multiple people interacting with the piece to make it some sort of an interesting thing besides the information that is being displayed there, being more of a piece and skinnable and interactable in a way. You can click on things that don't really do anything but have the information there as well, so people can actually also be navigating and get some information while they are playing around with an interactive installation. So that was the idea. That was how I pitched it. It was rejected twice, so yeah, that was that. But I wasted like 3-4 days of my life working on that, while I could be working on the actual thing and have it more or less prototyped by now. Anyways, the problem of an artist. Then I had to keep up with the weekly demoscene report, which always takes like 2-3 days every single week, and the monthly radio show for Enough Records, which is a couple of days every month, one for recording and one for spamming it around and promoting it a little bit. So yeah, I had to keep doing that while on holidays, which was a bit of a hard juggle to do with the kid being at home and me traveling abroad, but I managed to get that done, so I was happy with that. I also did a Blitz article for Skrolli magazine. I was talking with Manu, one of the organizers, about actually another event that they organize, a party where they don't release the productions, and I was trying to cover it for Demoscene Report. So I was asking him about it. Oh, are you making them public? And he explained the whole logic behind the party, that it's more meant as something that's released only for friends, and if people want to make it public, then they make it public. So yeah, it was good to get that insight. And at the same time, he already knew about Demoscene Report, and he's connected with Skrolli. I think he's one of the main organizers of Skrolli. And he asked me, can you do like an article summarizing, a general overview of Demoscene Report, but not just 1 week, a few months. Can you give me like highlights of the latest things that happen in the Demoscene? And I was having a stupid discussion with Gargai about the Demoscene being dead at the same time. So I decided to write an article exactly about that, how it's ridiculous that people keep saying that the Demoscene is dead, when exactly there were like 30 parties happening throughout the year. 17 happened just this summer. On this country, on that country, on that country, the biggest demo compo that we've seen in assembly in many years. A lot of small things that are happening that are awesome to witness in the Demoscene, but there's always someone that is saying, oh yeah, this is all dying, it's not worth organizing parties anymore, and they use AI graphics to invite people now, so it's really everything is dead in the Demoscene, it's not worth doing any creative work in it whatsoever. There's always some guy saying that shit. And it gets really annoying and frustrating. Like, you're trying to do outreach work, trying to push for stuff, trying to motivate people to do stuff, and there's always some idiot who doesn't feel motivated and feels like sharing it with the world that we should all stop doing creative things because they don't feel like doing creative things anymore. Anyways, that tired of that discussion, been tired of that discussion for decades now, I decided to make an article a little bit about that. I didn't name any names, I just used it as an inspiration to have a sarcastic remark on the article. I hope it comes across well. It will be translated for Finnish. I will put the English version on my Patreon on the day that it comes out, which is the 17th of September, so I'll put the English version available on my Patreon there, and it's gonna be private, so that's another perk for you Patreon supporters to take a look at. And yeah, so that was cool. I only spent like a couple of sessions doing that. It was a bit rushed, but I think it turned out all right. Did a few preparation work for a few Enough Records releases as well. Thankfully, it was slowing down during the summer. Only had to prepare a couple more. Before the summer, we really had like 6 weeks in a row that we had something coming out. Now in the summer, it's a lot slower. Only have 2 releases upcoming or being planned. So we'll see, which is good for me because I'm super busy right now. And I discovered Satisfactory, which is a video game, which is quite addictive. And I've been playing a lot of that, procrastinating, working on everything else. Satisfactory is like Factorio, but in first person. You build factories trying to process raw materials, do some stuff, and you explore the planet while you're doing so. And it sounds pretty standard, but it's well done. The crafting is well done. The building and all the stuff gets pretty interesting, and you end up spending a lot of time just refactoring things to be more optimized in some way, and then you rethink another way, and then you have to figure out ways to travel fast between places, figure out a way to make sure that you have electricity everywhere and you don't have to do rounds babysitting all of the things. And there are a few surprises in there as well in the lore behind the game, so it's been fun to explore and play around with that. And I've synced like 50 hours into that game so far, so yeah, and I'm not done yet. So yeah, I've been using Satisfactory as my procrastination tool lately. Things that I wanted to do that I did not do. Organize the momentum in August. No one stepped up to help organize it. I was way too busy and traveling to do it, so there was no momentum organized in August. Enough Records 25 years book. I've been meaning to write it or start writing it. I already have like a little bit of an outline that needs to be completely revised. It's not that it was just one session, and I just realized, whoa, this will need like at least 7 sessions to get something structured properly and some content in it, and I was just not motivated back then. Been trying to reserve like a week to tackle it, but it's been complicated to get that because of all the other stuff that's been piling that I just mentioned. Meanwhile, I've also been involved on doing this case studies for the grade project, case studies on minorities, women and minorities in creative computing. So I did 2 submissions for there, and I have to write them. I started writing one of them already. The other one, I'm still transcribing the interview from the Cedric interview that I did 1 month ago or something like that. So I have to finish those. I started, I have a good idea of what to do, but I need to sit down and just work on it. And it's a bit boring once you already have an idea of what can be done. And it feels like it should be lengthier than what I did on the first draft. I summarized a bit too much, and I'm not very good at expanding a paragraph into multiple paragraphs. I'm usually better at condensing stuff or summarizing stuff. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I do have a workshop coming up in Vienna, where I will fly to Vienna and meet up with other people also working on these things to focus on that and try to finish those. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to focus down on those, but I want to have something close to a final version or close to a release candidate before then. And I only have like 1 week left to do so, so I'm stressing out with that as well. Yeah. Other stuff that I did not do and that I wanted to do was to prepare some proposals for the City Hall for demoscene exhibition. So I talked with a guy from City Hall over a month ago. They asked us if we wanted to propose something to exhibit, and I thought about doing a demo exhibit. Some different demos from different computers. I told him the general idea. He didn't understand what the demo meant. He thought that demo was like a demonstration of a program that's not a work of art. So I had to explain what the whole demo scene is to him. But it's good. Now I'm supposed to write a more comprehensive proposal for that, which he did not really give me any guidelines. So I'm not sure how in depth I need to do and how lockdown should it already be? If I should already be saying, on this position will be this demo with this computer, on this position this demo with this computer, here's the description that's going to be there, or if it's just loosely, I'm going to put a few things here and this is what they are. So I don't know, but I think I should go down to detail and then have a note saying that, okay, this might change depending on what we decide later on, a few months before the actual exhibition. So yeah, need to do that. Should be just a couple of hours, but I haven't managed to do that. Meanwhile, there was another idea that was coming up of doing a day where we would screen a documentary of the demo scene and do a demo show, something more official, something more local based at the local library that has an amphitheater. Something like the Barcelona people are doing for Demo or Die. They have this event that's coming up celebrating BC and party anniversary or something. And they're doing just a 1 day, no competitions, just showing documentaries about demos and showing some demos and just it's an excuse for people to get together. So that's what I want to do, but in a good location sort of thing. So we thought about the library, because since we have the contact of the library person now, but now I saw that there was an opening of calls for activities to be done on another location also here in Almada, which is Salão das Carroças, which is very funny because it was the reason why I came to Almada in the first place, was to do a museum of the old city of Almada in that place. And then the museum closed down after a few people passed through City Hall. So the work that I did there was already like not used anymore, but the location still exists. And now they're doing more cultural stuff there. So yeah, I know the place well. Would be a nice location to do this kind of submission as well, or do like a more proper momentum. So momentum is the meetings that we do every single month, where we just get together, show some demos, socialize, do some repair cafe sessions. And if we have a good location like this and some promotional backing from the city hall, we could do something a bit more serious, actually maybe screen documentary, do a proper demo show and have a proper corner from Repair Cafe stuff, hopefully bring more people in than the usual a dozen people that usually show up at the Momentum. So yeah, but have to do the proposal for that. And of course, I'm the only one at Inertia who has time, motivation to do those kind of things. Everyone else just too busy with work, which is really draining me, not gonna lie. Not having fun with this year. It's too much shit on my shoulders. But it's what we have proposed to do for this year. So at least this year, I will keep doing it. And I don't think next year I will have the patience to be doing all these kind of proposals stuff. But we'll talk about that in January after we're done with the main event. For now, need to push through it and just submit the stuff that we already concluded it would be a good idea to submit. Stuff that I have to do in September. Inertia meeting. We have 3 months down to Inertia, the main event. We have to close down the schedule, which is more or less already closed. Need to confirm a few things. Need to close the website. Need to launch the calls for proposals for lightning talks and installations and workshops and that kind of stuff. See if there's any third-party people that we are not directly in contact with who might want to do something at Inertia, and spam the crap out of that, which is a bit hard to spam Inertia right now since we don't have a flyer ready. I've been poking Arvest about it, but he hasn't delivered yet, and that's also stressing me out. Need to recontact all of the sponsors, old and new, see who is returning sponsor, who was once a sponsor and might come back again. It's always annoying, but needs to be done. Contacting, following up with the people, and of course, I'm the only one person currently doing. I try to relegate a few tasks to other people who are in touch, but it's mostly me doing it so far, which is another issue that I want to bring at the meeting. I need more help with this. And then outreach, because we need to start planning the outreach. What are we going to announce at what dates, and the places that we are going to talk with, schools, hanging up flyers, any talks that we can do, any kind of that kind of stuff. That needs to be planned, that needs to be figured out, and someone needs to step up to do it, and it can't be just me. So yeah, I'm trying to deal with that. Also planning the next momentum, since no one else is planning that as well. I'm already planning the one for September here in Almada at Asohik at Nunk. Once again, the association that we have here with some friends of Inertia who helped us organize last year. So already have the location closed down, just need a flyer, and we'll be able to spam that as well, hopefully this coming week. I have to finish the CMA the proposals for the City Hall of Almada that I already talked about, which are like 2-3 of them, depending if you want to still do the one for the library or not. Finish the case studies for grade before I go to Vienna. Do an invitation for Inertia for a deadline, because apparently no one is doing anything. Harvest was doing something with Music by Genio, and now it's just on hiatus. Haven't heard about that for like 2 weeks. Not sure if it's going to be finished for deadline or not. So I'm going to deadline. I need to have something there. So I guess I'm working on an invitation, but I'm not really feeling it. I tried something, had some loose ideas which were not doable in the short time that I have. I was talking with someone or maybe doing something for the ZX Spectrum, if we have time, but I suck at coding for the ZX Spectrum, so I would not be able to lead the development on that, or the coding development on that. I am trying to do a prototype on the TIC-80. I already did like a conversion of the bridge image, the famous image, the famous bridge that connects Lisbon to Almada. Trying to figure out some narrative around that and putting the Inertia logo in it and the information about Inertia in it. So I'm still experimenting a little bit. Took the day today to do that, and I did a couple of effects. I'm not happy with them. I think they look crap. So yeah, not going very well so far, but we still have a couple of weeks. So I don't know. I will be busy one of those weeks on the workshop thing in Vienna, and I'm still doing the demoscene reports as well. So it's looking a bit bleak right now. I really wanted to try to focus this Friday, try to give a good push on it, but what I did today is not really giving me much confidence. But yeah, I'm going to try a few more things tonight, and I'm going to share what I have with the person who I'm talking with, try to do the ZX Spectrum version. Maybe they have their ideas of their own, maybe they can still manage to make it work, but I'm not feeling it right now for the TIC-80 version. But who knows, maybe I'll have like a stroke of inspiration or something to figure out something that makes it work. Also, it's kind of hard to do it when I don't do music for the TIC-80 or the ZX Spectrum. I mean, I know the TIC-80 tracker, I know Vortex tracker, but I can only do some squeals on it. I can't do proper melodies and stuff like that. So it's very limiting. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I manage to sit down, think a bit more about this, and figure out a plan on how to tackle it. What else? Finish the grade card. I talked that. Invitation for Inertia. I need to write an article for a Portuguese magazine as well, for a computer magazine in Portugal as well, which I already did an article for a few months back about the right to privacy, and now I want to do one about open source tools used in the demo scene for being creative with. I had promised to do them. It would be good outreach for Inertia, but I'm so overbooked with other stuff to do that it's really just been delaying it, and now it's already September and I still have not picked it up. And I need to do it because I need to deliver it like 1 month in advance. And if you want it coming out in October or November, it needs to be done now. So yeah, that's a problem. Thank goodness there is nothing critical for Enough Records pending. There was the idea of the book, but it's not critical. It was meant to be released in 2026. I wanted to get ahead on in 2025 to be able to have some time to send a preview to a few people for them to read, give me some feedback, maybe add a preface or something like that. It's not critical, so I'm not gonna touch it. If I have some time in November, maybe I'll pick it up. I have like a week there, but I'm guessing I'll just be busy like hell with Inertia, so I don't know. So yeah. Stressing a bit, a lot of stuff on my plate, not a good September at all. In a way, I guess I'm happy that the residency did not get accepted, because that would be during October, I believe, and then I would have October completely full as well. So in that way, it relieves me a little bit of October. On the other hand, I'm not working on a project that I already thought about and that I wanted to implement in time for Inertia. So for Inertia this year. So yeah, there's that. And then there's the ever-growing idea of getting a space and space to do like a media lab sort of thing, and a museum of the demo scene, which I guess it's on hiatus right now because I don't have time to think about it properly and try to find a way to make it happen, or find a location that would be affordable to kickstart it somehow. But yeah, would also like to do a few more meetings with a few key people to try to figure out a way to get it off the ground instead of just being an idea in my head for the last couple of years. So yeah, that's what's up on September. I'm a bit stressed, I'm a bit anxious, and dealing with a lot of stuff on my plate. But you know, one day at a time, focus on the task at hand. Try not to stress about the other stuff, and slowly but surely we'll do something. And if I don't have anything for deadline, that's fine. And if sometimes the demoscene report gets a bit delayed or doesn't happen for a week, that's also fine. So, you know, one day at a time. Oh yeah, I've been stressing a lot as well with the kid entering school as well, which was also this week. So that's another of the stuff that's been happening on September, taking away some focus from my head. So yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry for the long rant. You know, these videos always end up like this. If you have any meaningful... Oh yeah, I finished reading this book, which I might do a review on, although it's only in Portuguese, so maybe not as interesting for this channel. It's about this publishing Editorial Divergência, which was the same publisher that had Winepunk 2. And they had 12 years, and they did a special anthology book compilation celebrating it. So I just finished it. It was actually pretty good. Had a lot of diversity in terms of content and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to have book review video with my wife that we usually do on our channel, reviewing this. And I guess during the travels, I will pick up something by Joe Nesbo. I have this lying around. I saw the reviews of it, and it was a bit only like 3.5, which is a bit weird for Joe Nesbo. But I might still give it a try because it's rather short. And I do like Joe Nesbo writing a lot. But I heard it's more horror than crime thriller. Maybe that's why people didn't really like it. They were expecting something else. Anyways, maybe I'll give it a try, maybe not. If you know about it, let me know. Yeah, that's it for this video. As always, if you like the stuff that I'm doing, thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can also support me through patreon.com/psnuff. I also have a wish list on Amazon, on Spanish Amazon. If you want to send me some love through physical stuff, I'm especially looking for the new issues of Saga graphic novel that we collect and don't have the latest 2 issues of. So if anyone feels like donating me those, that would be cool, and the links for those are on the description below. So yeah, bye bye everybody, have a great day, see you next video.